The first time Elena Brooks met Victor Liang, he didn't look at her face. His gaze stopped at her hands steady, unshaking, like he was disappointed she wasn't afraid. The room smelled of old money and danger, polished wood and gun oil, and she understood instantly that this wasn't a meeting. It was a transaction, one she hadn't agreed to, but was expected to honor. Victor Liang was a contradiction in motion. Pale skin, sharp cheekbones, eyes dark with something colder than anger. His accent carried traces of Boston steel and Shanghai restraint. He was dressed like a man who didn't need to prove power, 'cause power already answered to him. And tonight, apparently. So did she. You're calm, he finally said. Voice low and controlled. Most people aren't. Elena lifted her chin. Most people aren't being sold to fix someone else's mess. That earned her his first real look. Her father's debt was whispered like a sin no one wanted to claim. Gambling. Bad investments. The kind of desperation that didn't care who it dragged under. Elena had known trouble was coming, but not this. Not marriage. Not to a man whose name made bankers nervous and politicians careful. The marriage is symbolic, Victor said later. When they were alone, you'll be protected. Provided for and owned? Elena asked coolly. He didn't answer right away. When he did, his voice was flat. I never wanted a wife. Something in the way he said it, like it was a liability, not a desire, made her straighten instead of shrink. Good, she replied, because I never wanted a cage. For the first time, his control slipped, just a fraction, enough for her to see she wasn't as powerless as everyone assumed. The wedding was small, expensive, and devoid of joy. No music, no tears, just signatures, witnesses, and men with guns pretending this was normal. Elena wore ivory, not white. It felt more honest. Victor wore black. His expression unreadable. His ring heavy like a promise neither of them had made. When he slipped the band onto her finger, his hand paused. You can still walk away, he murmured. So quietly only she could hear. She met his gaze. Unwavering, so can you. They didn't move. The kiss never came. Instead, they stood side by side like rivals forced into alliance. And Elena realized something chilling. This marriage wasn't about possession. It was about control, and Victor Liang hated. Victor's penthouse overlooked the city like a throne room in the sky. Security everywhere. Silence thicker than walls. Elena took it in without comment, refusing to give him the satisfaction of awe. She set her suitcase down herself. You don't need to impress me, she said. I'm not trying to, he replied. This is your home now. Her laugh was soft but sharp. Homes don't come with exit strategies. Later that night, she caught him standing on the balcony. Suit jacket discarded, shirt sleeves rolled up. For the first time, he looked tired. Not dangerous, human. It unsettled her more than his coldness ever could. You don't hate me, she said quietly. No, he admitted, that would be easier. They established rules without calling them rules, separate rooms, no lies, no touching, without consent. It felt more respectful than most marriages Elena had seen. Still, danger hovered because Victor's enemies now knew her name. When the first threat came, a warning, subtle but unmistakable, Victor reacted instantly. Men mobilized, phones rang, guns were checked, and Elena saw the predator beneath the Polish. You're safe, he told her. Eyes hard, I know, she said. With you? Or from you? His jaw tightened. Both. That night, alone in her room, Elena understood the truth. She wasn't trapped in Victor Liang's world. She was standing at the center of it. Elena refused to disappear into Victor's shadow. By the second week, she learned the rhythms of the house, the staff, the security shifts. She dressed like her self-tailored dresses, natural hair worn proudly, hells that announced her presence. The men noticed. Victor noticed more. You shouldn't wander alone, he said one morning, watching her button her coat. I'm not fragile, she replied calmly, and I won't live like I am. His eyes lingered, sharp and assessing. This world punishes confidence. She stepped closer, lowering her voice. Then it's a good thing I don't scare easily. For the first time, Victor realized his wife wasn't a weakness. She was a liability only to his self-control. Victor took her to a private dinner with syndicate leaders, a calculated risk. Elena understood the message immediately. She wasn't just a bride. She was proof of alliance. The way eyes followed her made her spine stiffen. One man smirked. Didn't think you'd marry outside your kind, Liang, Elena answered before Victor could. Funny. I didn't know criminal empires were built on imagination. Silence fell like a blade. Victor placed a hand on the small of her back, not possessive, but protective. The message was clear. Disrespect her, and you answer to him. On the drive home, he said quietly, "You shouldn't have done that." She met his gaze. "You married me. That's what you get." That night, Victor poured 2 glasses of whiskey. He didn't offer one, he simply set it beside her. An unspoken truce. Elena took it, studying his profile in the low light. "You didn't flinch," he said. "I've had to be strong my whole life," she replied. "Men like them don't scare me." His jaw tightened. "Men like me?" She didn't answer. She didn't need to. The silence between them grew heavy, not hostile, but charged. When their fingers brushed, reaching for the glasses, neither pulled away immediately. Victor stepped back first. Always control, always distance. And Elena wondered why restraint felt more dangerous than desire. The attack came without warning. A breach at the garage. Gunfire echoing through concrete. Elena was shoved behind a car as Victor returned fire with terrifying precision. The man she saw then wasn't polished or distant. He was lethal. When it was over, blood stained the marble floor of the penthouse. Not hers, not his. Still, Victor checked her himself. Hands firm, eyes scanning every inch like she mattered too much. "You're shaking," he said. "I'm angry," she corrected. "They came because of me." He shook his head. "They came because they thought you were leverage." That night, he slept outside her door. The walls between them shifted after that. Not gone, just thinner. Victor started asking her opinion on appearances, on alliances, on optics. Elena saw how carefully he listened, how rarely anyone challenged him. "You don't have to involve me," she said once. "I do," he replied. "They're watching you, watching us." Her lips curved slightly. "Then let them." When she reached for his hand just briefly, he didn't pull away. He didn't lean in either. The restraint was intentional, respectful, and somehow more intimate than anything else. The bride he never wanted had become the woman he couldn't ignore. And Victor Liang was beginning to realize that losing control might be the most dangerous thing of all.